Hey, hey, I am super excited as normal to talk to you guys today about Pinterest boards. I know this is a topic that a lot of people have questions on because it really helps with being found online. Like it really helps with people searching for a certain term to be able to find your board and your content and what you have to offer, right? So today I want to talk to you about how you can use Pinterest boards to increase your awareness and your traffic. We worked on a client's account and was able to increase their traffic by 30% just by making some changes to the boards. How cool is that? 30%? That's a huge thing without having to work on new pin designs or work on new blog content or video content. Like we just did an audit of the account and updated some things on the boards. How cool is that? So let's talk about these things today. What I first want to talk about is for anybody who's like, okay, I don't really understand what are Pinterest boards? Like, what is the purpose of them, right? So, if you go to someone's profile on Pinterest, you're going to see a couple of different things. It used to be that you would see boards and you would see pins and you would see things like that. Now, today, when you go, you're going to see something that's called created and saved. And I'm going to show you here on my phone. So you'll see created and saved. Let's go like that. There you go. Right? And so under created, those are all the pins that you have created and pinned to the profile. When you click on saved, you'll see underneath that tab all of the boards, right? And I'm doing this way. There you go. So I don't have to keep doing screen share right now. So those boards are what we're talking about. That's how essentially you organize everything on the platform, right? And you've spent time creating pins and content and images and compelling captions and everything that tells a story. But we want to make sure that your potential audience can actually find them. And so Pinterest boards allow you to categorize all that content based on specific topics of your choosing so that they can then find you. So if you go to your profile and you want to create a new board on your mobile device, all you have to do is create that plus button at the top and then you'll see story pin and board, right? And so then you would just click on board. On a desktop, it's going to be up in the top again, and then you'll do create and do a board. And so you'll click on your profile photo, click on boards, enter the name of your board. Next to that box, you can type in whatever you want. And then underneath that, what you'll see is collaborators and keep this board secret. Now, there's a couple different things about this. So board name goes first, right? And then collaborators, if you wanted to make it a group board, and then visibility, keep this board secret. Now, if you have boards already on your profile that aren't necessarily for your business, you're going to want to make sure that you put them to secret. You don't need to delete them or archive them unless you want to. But if you're still using them personally, then just make them secret so that it's only for you, right? It's not for other people to find. And then that way, people, when they're searching, will find your actual content that's related to the business. So that is kind of the gist of it. You can get deeper and you can create boards and then have subcategories in boards to make it even easier to find certain pins. but you want to make sure that you have specific boards rather than overgeneralized titled boards so that people can find them, right? So don't have a general board and then subcategories or sections. If you want to learn more about sections, head over to my blog. I have a whole step-by-step tutorial on sections, but sections don't help your SEO. So make sure that if you're doing that, there's a strategic way to use them, but that your board titles are not overgeneralized so that you can be found, right? Now, the next thing is categorizing, right? So it used to be that you would pick specific categories for your boards. Now, Pinterest actually chooses the category for that board for you. So you want to be very, very careful when choosing the topic that you're putting in the title. If you already have created boards, you can edit them with new keywords or titles. And that's what we did for this client. And I'll go over her results and goals here in a second. But you want to make sure that you have them organized so that when they come to your profile, they see what's most important right at the top, right? So you can see at mine, all pins and then Pinterest marketing. I also have products that I tagged and then my blog. Then I have about Laura and then Pinterest tips and tricks again, right? So you want to make sure that all that at the top is actually what's really beneficial. And then if you go down here, you'll see inbound marketing. Underneath all those, inbound marketing is another Pinterest one. It's just different terms, right? And then you have social media marketing. I put a lot of Pinterest stuff on that. SEO and email marketing. Again, there's a lot of SEO and email marketing tips on there, but I can relate all that back to Pinterest. So those are my most popular boards that have information that I can help. Then when you scroll down, you can see other things like Twitter and virtual assistants and LinkedIn and things like that that are still relevant to my audience, but maybe not to the services that I particularly provide. So you just want to make sure that the boards that reflect the content for your services or offers or things that you want are at the top, right? And just kind of move them around and try out different things so that you can test and see what works for you. So what is the most effective way to use Pinterest boards? Right now, you want to use them for SEO as well as your audience, right? The most effective way is to make sure that your title and description are using keywords that your potential audience will use to type into the platform to find the solution that they are looking for. So if you're like, how do I figure that out? How do I know what they're looking for? Just go to the top. So you see at the top, anywhere you're at on Pinterest, you can be on your profile, you can be on home, and you'll still see it down here at the bottom then, right? So I can go home and I'll still see it there. What you do is you click on that magnifying glass and it says search for ideas. That's where you're going to type what you think your audience is searching for. And that's how you're going to figure out what suggestions Pinterest is giving you for what they're searching for related to the topics and keywords that you're typing in. Then you're going to turn around and use them on your boards, right? Pinterest is going to suggest to you the keywords that are in their algorithm to help you decide how relevant your pins are to a pinner, right? And so this is super important because you want to make sure that your boards are specialized. So if you have a question, I would love to hear some of like the topics that you talk about and what you think would be a good board title. So go ahead and throw them in because then we can talk about, okay, what is a good board title, right? So like when I talk about social media, that's a broad topic. But when I drill down and I look at it, I could do inbound marketing for Pinterest, right? And that's still social media. They don't call Pinterest social media. Y'all know that. But online, some people do. And so then they would know it's more specific to that. The one reason you want to make sure your boards are super specialized and that you're putting pins in the appropriate categories is because Pinterest will actually decide that your pins aren't relevant if they're not coexisting in the right area, right? They're not going to be shown in the smart feed if they're not relevant to the board you put them on, if they're not relevant to what they link to, things like that. And they can actually check that, right? There's a lot of other things that I want you guys to look into: how to index your Pinterest pins and boards on Google, how to find shared boards on Pinterest, how to see your secret boards, how do you unhide a board, and when can you find your created boards, can you combine boards, things like that. All of that can be found on my blog. I will put the link here for you guys to check it out. So go ahead and go to this link. I'll put it in the chat as well. This goes over all those questions for you and so much more. It'll give you a step-by-step of how to create boards, how to find the right topics for your boards, things like that. Make sure to check that out because I really want you guys to be able to kind of get that jump start on things. And let's go back to the results of my client, right? So April was a client of ours that wanted to really focus on strategy-based steps to reach client-specific goals, right? Some of her goals were increase visibility and brand awareness. She wanted to drive traffic to her CBD affiliate company and then her health coaching website. And she wanted to drive traffic to other quality content and affiliate marketing opportunities that she had on her site, right? That she also had links to and things like that. And so she personally is on a mission to be able to help women create a healthier, happier life. And she had multiple different avenues to monetize that, right? She had several products and she was an affiliate for multiple different companies as well. And so the ways that we were able to help her be successful is we actually created more visibility, brand awareness, and traffic by creating more keyword focused boards for her. I have a screenshot of some of the boards that she had, the new title suggestions we did, the updates that we did in keywords, and the description updates that we did as well. We reviewed her top performing boards to see what her audience was responding to, and then we created a few additional boards to help boost the account as well. We focused on using the relevant keywords and what was trending on the platform to be able to help her with this so that she could find specifics that were being typed into search and be listed as one of the top person to follow, to go through, that could support them. They could find her products, things like that. To be able to drive traffic to her affiliate sales, we actually created pins that linked to a specific blog post or pages on her website. So that way she could also benefit from the traffic to her site and making sales from the affiliate purchases. We have a few on that blog post link that I shared. I'll put it up here again. We have a few different images for pins that we created for her as well that were specific to her affiliate products and how they were able to help in terms of call to actions that were strong on there, things that her audience would actually respond to so that she could be found and that they actually would follow through in the actions she wanted. And so that was something that was super awesome that we wanted to help her with and make sure that she knew going forward what she could be doing on the platform to be able to utilize the best of her time and get the best ROI, right? So the results that we got for her is when we were optimizing April's account and focusing really on diversifying that content that we published before the last quarter of the year, it really allowed us to build it up over the 2 months leading into this past new year. This was important because January typically is all about health and wellness. And so we were really able to focus on and capitalize on the content so that she can be found in searches, and even now to this day still be found, but really ping off of what was happening during that time. She actually received her first affiliate sale for one of her new companies earlier this year, and she's now seeing continued increase in traffic and growth. Within just 60 days, she had a 30% increase in traffic from Pinterest to her website, just because of those changes that we were able to make. Awesome, you guys. I'm so excited. If you have any questions about Pinterest boards or how to organize them or anything like that, feel free to drop them below, and I would love to be able to help you on this Pinterest board journey. Until next time, you guys.